For today's video, I guess I'll be following up the very first one. This will be my part 2, which where I'll be explaining how to CCs, or how CC works for Musa, and how I do my combos. And hopefully, like, you guys learn from it. I'll be having like a little text box somewhere on the screen, and hopefully you guys can read it or while posting the video and actually learn from this guide. And I'll see you to the next part. Okay, guys, for this part, I have something to show you guys. Have you guys ever wondered what will happen if you land both stun at the same time? Will you hit like a CC cap or not? And actually, here are the answers. Let's say you manage to land a D-bite off the enemy, right? It's considered as a stun. And while they're stunned, you can throw other skills like to follow it up. And you hit like the cap CC. This is where they get immune from all kinds of CCs. But let's say you do like an arrow grapple into a D-bite, and it's still considered as 1 CC because, to be honest, you cannot overwrite a CC. Like the first CC you land, you cannot overwrite it with another CC of the same type. Like for example, I do arrow into Pt, still considered as 1 CC. Charge arrow into knockback retaliation, still the same. Uh, Even if I use like KD, like Cross Crusher into WF, those are both KDs. They still don't override the CCs because it only works like if you use like 2 different type of CCs. Like for example, I use D-bite into FBT. As you can see, it overrides the stun and becomes a stiff. Use D-bite into blind slash, becomes floating. Or you use FBT into kick, becomes a knockdown, right? So that's how CC works. So you can probably land an arrow grapple to debite Gale, then use the float for you to do the second CC and not worry about hitting CC cap by using debite. What else? Oh yeah, like one more thing. Like if a person is like downed, you can see they're on the ground, right? Let's say a person is currently on the ground. You cannot hit them with D-bite, or cannot also use. Sorry, that guy is already mute. Cannot use D-bite or FBT. Basically, while they're on the ground, you cannot use like stun stiff to CC them after while they're still on the ground. The only skills that can go through, like while they're on the ground, let's say KD, you can hit them with either floating, down smash, or I think bound. I think bound also works while they're on the ground. So those are the only skills you have to worry about. So let's say you manage to land an FBT into knockdown. The last CC that you can only throw while they're on the ground is floating. You cannot like use stun unless they're like starting to stand up. So let's say you land a KD, you down smash them, then you try to land a D-bite. As you can see, they just stood up and didn't get stunned. The only skills that can go through it are the 3 skills, which are bound, float, KD, and I guess down smash is also considered as a CC. Let's say I start with Carver. As you can see, it's a float skill. Wait, let me edit my UI to preset 3. So you can see like the skill inputs. You start with Carver, which is Shift LMB. Then you press like Shift LMB W, LMB RMB to follow it up with like blooming. So it looks like this. Then to even follow it up, you can actually follow like, because blooming can flow with Gale, can follow it up with Gale. So that's the basic like first catch damage output, right? And the full combo looks like this. You do Carver to Blooming Gale, Blackstep into Gale, into KD, Divine, Mountain Divide into Gale, then follow it up with like more Gales or more Bloomings. Like it's actually like a pure freestyle combo. Then let's say you manage to land an FBT. Let's say you manage to land an FBT off an enemy. Start with FBT, you Gale, you stun, backstep, KD, then you do the Carver combo. Then you run backstep slash to cancel the blooming animation. So you don't get like grab. I mean, sometimes you can get grab out of like backstep slash, but basically you want to get distance as soon as they start to recover. I can't actually showcase my full combo because if I do it, because this like NPCs right now, they're considered as NPCs. So every time I use like KD, they get like down smash. No matter what I do, they get down smash. So my full combo actually gets like shorter because of it. But basically it's like D-Bite, Gale, FBT, Gale, backstep, Gale, then you start, and yeah, you just run away after like hitting 2 Gales at the end. Or what you can do is, say you do the same combo, right? You start with FBT, Gale, D-Bite, Gale, backstep, Gale, Crust Crusher. You end it with Rising Storm into Rising Blaze, so you're full SA. You don't have to worry about getting like random CC'd unless you get grab. So that's also one part, like one part of the combos that you can do. But there's just in case like you cannot one combo the enemy, you just have to like really know when to back away. So for comboing, like I said, depends on what kind of CC you first land. If you land the Carver, the next CC you can either land is KD or another float. If you land the D-Bite, you can land an FBT, then a float, combo it. Or let's say you start with a different float. So a different float, you follow up with Gale into KD. Then do almost the same combo. Then get out once like you feel like you've done like stayed too long on the fight. Or you can just like do SA trades. For SA trades, you can just like start with Flame Rush into Gale, to D-Bite into Gale, backstep into Gale, FBT. If you hit the FBT, you can land another Gale. You blind slash Gale, backstep Gale, Mountain Divide Gale, Retaliation Gale. So basically, it's like an infinite combo once you actually learn how to use the Serene Mind. Like you learn what kind of skills that gives you Serene Mind. If you hit them, you get Serene Mind. You can keep throwing Gales, and like catch them off guard. Say hit an FBT, Gale, backstep, Gale. Those kind of things. So like it's really up to you. Also, let's say you hit like a long CC. Let's say that guy. Yeah, he's quite far, right? You hit the charge arrow, you knock him back, and you're probably wondering what kind of skills you'd rather use to follow up the knockback. What you can do is you can either use, say you hit a knockback, you can use Carver if your Carver is on cooldown. As you can see, the Typhoon. The Typhoon is, where is the Carver Typhoon? This is the Carver Typhoon. This is the one that floats, although this one also floats, which is the first hit. While the tornado is the second CC. So let's say you CC him from afar, you follow it up with float, backstep, into KD. Then let's say your skill enhancement, you're running quick shot into Gale Flash. You can also do that. Let's say they're really far, like this far, and you don't have Typhoon, right? You can use Shift Z into LMB to follow it up. Then once you hit the float, you follow it up with Chase into Gale to do like decent enough combo. It's like finishing an enemy off. Something like this. Then you run away. So yeah, it's really up to you on what kind of combos you throw, because Succession Musa is a really freestyle class. Really depends on how much knowledge you have on the class for you to abuse the skills. And yeah, I guess for the next part, I'll be showcasing a video of me fighting and like my decisions on what kind of skills I use. And see you guys there.
Failure is foreign to me. I've never been failed in battle. No one has shown me defeat, so I'll slaughter them all like cattle. We serve us safe in their thoughts. Now it's your soul that you fight for. I'm the severed, I'm the blade, I'm the rotten and depraved, and the taker of your ground.
I got a cloth on my loins and a pot on my head. Nothing but a couple of katanas in hand. The song on my sword is an art of my dance. So pick up your weapon if I'm dropping my pants. I don't plan to get hit, so why wear armor? I'm no white knight, but I'm quite the charmer. This rotten Rapunzel requires a barber, but an arm and a leg is what I'm gonna charge her. My lady is running a slaughterhouse, so taking her down ain't an option now. I've studied her form, so if anyone finds a blood stain on the floor, for sure it isn't mine. Now let me show la 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 la. Pretty please, I'm a man, let me show la 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 la. Don't arrest me for a reason, it's bo 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 bo. No menage a trois, every problem, let me show la 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 la. So la 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 la. I was carved from marble, keep my body cut. Gotta stay rock hard, cause I'm hard to touch. I don't need protection from your scarlet rot. You got a lot of moves, none of which are hard to dodge. Look, I took an L from her plenty of times, so whenever I fight, you know I'm ready to die. I got nothing to lose or anything on the line except my reputation. I'll bring my legend to life when I show la 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 la. Pretty please, I'm a man, let me show la 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 la. Don't arrest me for a reason, it's bo 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 bo. No menage a trois, every time, let me show la 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 la. So la 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 la. I'm flawless, like the jawline of Chad, reincarnate of giant dad. Sculpted buttocks with the tightest abs, so you see why I am never ironclad. When the night is dark, you know I light the path, but you don't need to know who am I behind the mask. I ain't looking for fame nor the applause of the crowd. I speak with a blade and I leave with a bow. Long have I walked on the path of the jaw, and I'll never stop, I'll ascend to the stars. Long live my legacy, I'm far from done, but my song will have not gone unsung.
Is this man bringing the world together, turning the lands between against me now? Heavy his hand, but treading light as a feather. Can nothing take him down?
Let me